The 2025 Subway Series is finally here, and I don't care how you frame it, little bro versus big bro, Soto versus Judge, Mets versus Yankees, doesn't matter. It's going to be a Subway Series to remember. Our New York Post Mets beat writer Mike Puma hops on with us before he heads to Yankee Stadium to get us ready for the storylines in this series. Mike, thanks for hopping on with us. I guess I'll just dive straight into it. The wait is over. It's here now. So both of these teams are at the top of their division. We've got the entire Judge versus Soto element. Two-part question. Would you say that this is the most anticipated Subway Series you've covered in recent years? And can the Mets get rid of the entire Lil Bro title if they can sweep them again like they did last season's series?
Yeah, because of the Soto factor, it's probably the most anticipated in a while. I'm trying to think going back over the years. Certainly you go back 20, 25 years. There were some big ones when the Mets and Yankees were both contending for the World Series. But you look at this, the Soto factor makes it special. The fact he's going back to Yankee Stadium for the first time in a Mets uniform. So that makes it big. And the second part of your question. I would argue that the little brother or big brother thing, I think that's over. I think especially after the Mets signed Juan Soto last offseason, and look, both teams last year went deep into the postseason, both couldn't beat the Dodgers. So, I would say for now, at least for the foreseeable future, the little brother tag is off the Mets.
All right, we'll call them first cousins into the
First
foreseeable
cousins, okay.
first cousins into the foreseeable future. You got a chance to kind of speak to Soto, or at least the media did. He's kind of talked about his return to Yankee Stadium. He knows he's going to get booed. He knows that it's 1 versus 50,000. But do you think the boos are going to feed the beast?
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how he responds to that because he certainly is going to be public enemy number one over these next three games, and he's going to hear it from the bleachers and from all corners. There'll be some Mets fans at Yankee Stadium, so I don't think it'll be 50,000 against one. But let's. This is kind of his first big pressure moment in a Mets uniform. Let's see how he responds to it.
Who has more pressure to shine going into this series, Aaron Judge or Juan Soto?
Oh, I think it's clear it's Soto just because of all the buildup and listen, Soto is the Mets lineup hasn't exactly been purring right now. They're getting it done, but there's some room for improvement there. And when Juan Soto is producing, it makes the Mets much better. Listen, Judge is obviously a huge part of the Yankees lineup, but I would argue right now the Mets need Juan Soto more to produce in this series, and the Yankees need Aaron Judge to.
Pitching matchups. Friday night we have Tyler McGill versus Carlos Rodon. Saturday we've got Griffin Canning versus Clark Schmidt. And then Sunday we have David Peterson versus Max Fried. Who's got the better rotation in this series?
I'm going to call it a toss-up for this series, just because of the fact the Yankees have their ace going Fried, and he's been very tough. Certainly, if you're making lists of front runners for the AL Cy Young. He's right up there high on that list right now. Uh, the Mets have just gotten consistency from their group. They don't have Kodai Senga pitching in this series. If Senga were pitching in the series, I might give the edge to the Mets, but I think it's pretty much a toss up the way it's lined up for the weekend.
All right, final thought, Mike, because I know you have to head up to Yankee Stadium. We'll call this Mike Check. What are some of the storylines that haven't been talked about enough that we should keep an eye out for?
I just think one big thing is the fact that we're in mid-May and we've got two first place teams that are playing well here in New York. And I mean, certainly it's not the first time the Mets and Yankees are playing each other when they're both in first place, but it just feels like there's a vibe about the two teams that uh, they're very good. I think both teams know that they're good, and the fact that we could have this kind of matchup early in the season, then we'll get another one later on at Citi Field. It seems like New York City's kind of the center of the baseball universe.
Absolutely. I got myself a babysitter to make sure I'm out tonight, Mike, to watch this game. So I'm ready to go. Thanks for hopping on with us, getting us ready for these storylines and for this year's Subway Series. I really appreciate you, Mike.
All right, take care.